Nice, we're back for our class and let's keep going with ray tracing. Now let's adjust some things in the post process, okay? Um, After we enabled the ray tracing in project settings, now we're gonna enable things in the post process. To do that, to enable some things of ray tracing, you need to have the post process in your scene, and we have it here. Post process. Look, or here inside effects, post process. 30 FPS. Let me take the artificial lights off so that we can gain more FPS. Okay, let's see. Here, look, we have the global illumination looming. Do you remember that? Here in the settings, we have some different values here. Ray tracing, global illumination is disabled. Okay, we're not illuminating with ray tracing. If we want to illuminate with ray tracing, we have to check here, and I choose between brute force or final gather. Okay, so let's put disable here for now. We're using looming. Okay, look, the method looming. Okay, for ray tracing, it will be like this, and I can choose between brute force or final gather. Okay, and obviously I could adjust the configuration for global illumination, but that's not our case. Okay, because we are seeing as looming, so let's keep it and let's put disable. All right, next parameter, the reflection. All right, this one is cool for us. The type of reflection. Currently, we're using the reflections of the type looming. Okay, and we can change, for example, to ray tracing. Okay, look at this. Now the reflections are the type ray tracing. However, you can notice that visually, it's not that good. Okay, because we thought about the reflection, about all of your project, the entire project of the type looming. For example, here let's change the max roughness to 1, the max bounces to, let's put 4. You see it's getting really heavy, the project, so we're losing FPS. Look at this. You see? Look at this. But we developed the entire project thinking about reflections of the type looming. Perfect. But you can see that the reflection of the type ray tracing is more accurate. Okay, look at this. You see it's more like accurate, more correct. Okay, but you're going to notice that the reflection of the type looming isn't bad. Okay, the cost benefit is very good. Look at this. I'm gonna get back to looming. Look at this, the reflection of the type looming, and obviously as all the project that is developed by reflections of the type looming, the specular, the roughness, the if it's polished or not, so it was thought as looming. So as looming in our project is better. Okay, but as looming, it didn't solve our problem here of the glass. Okay, so let's change to ray tracing. Look, it has improved the reflections for ray tracing. It has changed the reflections for ray tracing, but it didn't improve our glass because this limitation, let's say, of the type looming isn't related to the reflection. It's related to the material translucency. Okay, so let's do something here. Let's keep the reflections as looming, okay, and the translucency now as it is looming, as we chose the method of reflection as looming. Now I can change any parameter here because it doesn't have influence, okay? Makes sense? If I change from looming to ray tracing, I can adjust these values here, okay, of the reflection in the parameter here of reflections of the type ray tracing. Perfect. Look, we have these parameters here, these options. Okay, nice. But let's disable the reflection as ray tracing and let's keep it as looming. Nice, it's the best cost benefit. Okay. Besides the reflections of the type looming, we can, for example, add or change the translucency of the objects, okay, or for looming or for ray tracing. In our case here, for change for ray tracing, let's do it. In translucency, we don't want of the type raster, we want the type ray tracing. It has improved. Nice. We lost that limitation that we had, okay, in the translucency of the material, okay, of the type looming by using as ray tracing. Let's see the impact of this in raster. Let's see, look the FPS. Basically a difference of 3 frames. It's a small difference. It's okay. We are using now the translucence of the type ray tracing. Okay. Nice. Using the translucence of the type ray tracing, we're gonna adjust the parameters. Okay. The max roughness, so it can be more polished or more rough. Okay. But it's the range of how much the ray tracing can put quality here when we talk about the rough of the translucence. I'm gonna put 1. Maximum refraction rates, I'm gonna put 0. 1, 2, 3. You see? So if I put a higher number, more, you're going to see the translucence, okay, through the glasses. Let's see, for example, here in this glass. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's decrease this value. Let's put 1. Okay, it's calculating the translucence for 1 refraction, okay, for 1 layer only. 2, it hasn't changed anything because the material is two-sided. 3, look, I see 3 layers. Look, let's see. It's here. Let's put 4. 4. Look, let's see. 5, 6, 7. Look, it keeps going. 8. Look at this. 9. Look, you see even the glass of the bathroom. 10. Let's see. 11. 11 is enough. I reached all the glasses of my scene. Does it make sense? Right. So next parameter is the sample per pixel. Is the quality of this translucency of this, material. 1 is the default. 2, let's see, 3, 4, 5. You see, we can put 4 or 5, the shadow and the refraction, if there is or there is not, translucence uh, on the refractions. Okay, so let's take a look and understand this. Here, I believe that in 2022, there is still a bug here in Unreal Engine 5, because it would make sense to add, to say, for example, that it's true that the refraction appears on the objects that are translucent. But for some reason, you can notice that when we enable this parameter, it looks that the GI is happening inside here, but we cannot see this from the refraction. Look at this. Does it make sense? So in my searches, in my tests with retracing, it looks like a limitation, okay, or some bug, or something that is not right, okay, on Unreal Engine 5. On Unreal Engine 4.27, 26, this parameter works really well. But here on Unreal Engine 5 with Lumen, it looks like this parameter is not cool. That's not working really well. What can we do thinking about ArcViz, thinking about our project that we are developing? So we need the higher quality possible, So I suggest you not to mark this parameter, okay? So if we are here in the outside of the door, we see the global illumination being propagated inside there. Does it make sense? Cool. With ray tracing, you can notice that some values we can change and adjust. For example, the opacity of the glass. Let's select the glass, access your material. Look, now we can decrease a little bit the opacity of this glass. Look, I see that it's very reflective. Let's put 0.05. It makes sense. 0.025. Look, it looks better. Do you think it's better? Nice. It's great. Let's see. I can see the reflections. Here, it looks like another material. You see, it's like a mirror. Let's see, which is this material. 0.02 the opacity. Let's 0.025. It's another glass material that is here. It's better. Yeah, maybe 0.04. Yeah. Let's see the glasses that are here. Look, I have reflection. Nice. What about this? A little bit. Okay. Here of the office, let's take a look. On this glass, it can be less. Let's see, 0.03, 0.025. Let's see. Nice. 0.025 is cool. And here, probably, it's another glass. That's the same of 0.25. Okay, here it has compensated the exposure. Okay, nice. So let's take a look in our water material. Let's see how it is by using the translucency as ray tracing. Let's change to simulate. Look, it's not gonna call because now we're calling by blueprint. Let's click on play. Let's see. Okay. Hmm. We are here. Tab. Bathroom. Let's turn it on. The water. Look, this is wonderful with ray tracing. The water. Look at this. And actually, now with ray tracing, we can adjust. We can bring more opacity here and a little more of blue here, of the shade, in the shade of this water. Let's do it. Let's select this here. In the material of this, let's bring more opacity and a little more blue. Okay, it's too much. Let's see. The water is there is no color in the water, so okay, play it. Oops. Let's see. Okay, the player is better now. Let's see. Closer. Okay. And let's press play. Okay. Tab. All right. Water. It's too much, the opacity. So let's decrease a little bit. Okay. Like half of what we put. Let's see. I think it was 0.05. I'm not sure. Let's put 0.06. Nice. It's cool. So we solved the problem of the glass. Let's get back to our post-process. Details in translucence. We're using now the ray tracing with max roughness of 1. Okay. Obviously, it's gonna use the roughness or not. We have to define this on the material. The overlapping, the draw calls, for example, layers. So I'm going to see through this glass, okay, the amount of layers that I'm gonna see through this glass, and if I want the refraction or not. Obviously with the refraction, but here disabled. Okay, nice. Here in post process is where we add the resources of ray tracing after we enabled there in the project settings. Okay, is where we added and we controlled the quality, the effect, if I use this or if I don't use this. Okay, and a lot of the adjustments here, they are directed to your project. Okay, for example, if you have a project indoor, an apartment, for example, that you don't have glasses or elements that you see from the outdoor, that doesn't have direct lighting going through the glass, maybe if you activate the refraction, it can be a good idea. Maybe for your project visually, it's interesting to activate the refraction, or maybe not. In our case here in the piano house, this type of project that we are developing, it was interesting to disable. Maybe in the project that you're developing there, it's more interesting not to use the reflection of the type looming, but the reflection of the type ray tracing. It can be. You can test there and you see if it's better in your project, in your work. Okay, so as we develop here, thinking about looming, it makes sense to use the reflections of looming because the cost benefit is better, okay, of the type looming. I have more FPS, okay, and as it was thought in looming, the materials was developed with the parameters, okay, thought in looming. Nice. Let's navigate here through the project and let's see the reflections of the type looming. Let me get started from here. I'm gonna put the immersive mode. The problem is that the project is kind of heavy. Maybe I'm gonna lose a lot of frames. The short key to navigate through the project in the immersive mode is Alt plus P. Nice. It has compensated here, exposure. Okay, 30 frames, alright. There is some flickering happening here, depending on the distance that I am from the object. The glass is really beautiful, yeah. 16 FPS, 17. Look, the impact of the ray tracing. But look at this. This is beautiful. The glasses with ray tracing. Oh my god, this is beautiful. That's wonderful. Look at this scene. Wow. Look at this. You can notice that by activating the translucence, we have a project with the glasses the way we would like to have. Look, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Let's take a look here. And let's, for example, turn off the lights. Let's see. Turn on the lights. Let me change the material here. Nice. After, in the next classes, in the module 27, more or less, we're gonna have a time lapse with us here on the V's, adding the other materials, the other programmings like codings. So we're gonna leave this as an exercise for you so that this project is gonna be 100% complete. And you can download this, make reverse engineer, okay, put more things, more objects, okay, and then it's gonna be more beautiful, okay. Nice. Here is cool. I'm gonna change the floors to see this reflection with ray tracing. Let's see. It's compiling the shaders, the resolution. Let's see. Look, maybe with ray tracing, we can make this more like rough with less specular. Okay, what do you think about it? Because it looks kind of wet, so we can make this adjustment after. This one is cool. Yeah, this one, it doesn't need to make adjustments. The level of grass isn't there, so let's call the level. Shift ask. We exit the navigation window. Piano house grass. Right button. Change streaming method. Always loaded. Okay. So every time that I click on play, look at this. Now the levels, the secondary levels also are gonna also be loaded. Okay. Look at this, how cool this is. The glass, look. With the curtain moving, that's really nice. Yeah. Look at this, the reflections. Oops. It moved in the wrong moment, but it's okay. Look, we have a little flick here because of the spaces among the grasses. They are really small spaces. Let me see the tree here. Maybe the tree, your tree there, it's with a stain, like a spot, a stain. I'm gonna press Shift plus Ask. Alright, so there is movement here. The ray tracing, didn't used to give support to the parameter world position offset, and it used to be a staying in the geometry of the objects that had simulation of movement based on the world position offset. Um, if it appears a stain on your project, it can be corrected by selecting the object, go in details, and type this here. So you have this option, world position offset. You check this, and then the stain is going to disappear. So you're giving support to ray tracing for objects that have world position offset in the composition of the material. Okay, nice. So let's finish this class here, and let's see that again. Do the test is there in your project. If you are following the same project here, piano house, activate, disable, adjust, change. Okay, try to find other values. All right. If you're following the course as a personal project, try to change things, remove things. Okay, the translucency, so enable the ray tracing. Okay, so that way you're going to understand when to use, how to use, if it's good, if it's not, you know about the frames that you gain or that you lose. Oh, for example, I'm just going to use ray tracing for videos because not all the computers can stand a heavy project with ray tracing. Or for example, I'm gonna use for a virtual tour because my computer is really too strong. Or for example, no, only for a video, only to render by using sequence, where it's not done in real time. It's gonna render these frames. Okay, so do these things so that you're going to understand the concept. Okay, so now I'm gonna finish this class. Okay, so that we're gonna talk about path tracing. Once you enabled the ray tracing, now we have access to the path tracer. Okay, that is another way to process. Okay, another way to calculate the bouncing and the lights in real time, like a render offline, like Corona or V-Ray, for example. Okay, I'm gonna finish this class, and in the next class, we're gonna talk about path tracing. See you.